Danny, first of all, just give us a bit of an update as to where we're up to with the squad injury-wise and such, and how you're looking for this weekend.
Yeah, obviously, we're still without Popey, David Amu. Grizz is improving each day, so that's a positive. So yeah, we're getting, like I said, we're getting players back, and we're looking stronger.
Has that been hard over the past few weeks? Because I know you've had things like COVID to consider as well, but like Sean Brisley picking up a knock as well last weekend too. That doesn't help, I suppose, either.
No, but that's why we've always spoken about the strength of the squad, and the depth of the squad is so important. Obviously, the intensity of games. Obviously, COVID now affects us more than obviously it ever has in the past. Injuries are always going to be an issue throughout a season. So no, that's why you have a squad. That's why you have a group of players. And like I've said before, I believe we have a strong squad that can deal with these kind of issues.
And first chance we've spoken to you as well since deadline day, when you brought in Will Swan and Muzzy, I'm told is the best way to call him as well. What are you hoping that those two will add to the squad? Not got a lot of experience, but they've come from good pedigree.
They've come from very good pedigree. They're two very good players. Obviously, like you said, they're young. They've not got maybe the experience, but they've got great attributes, which I don't think we had in the squad. They're different to what we've got within the squad. And I think they're definitely two positive signings for us.
And with that, perhaps lack of experience, the flip side of it, like you say, is that they bring a little bit of something different. Individually, what type of players are they? What have you seen in Muzzy and in Will that you like the look of, that you thought could add to what you've got?
Well, Will, we like the look of Will. He's a goal scorer. He's quick. He's sharp around the box. He can get in behind. He can come to feet. I think he's a threat. I think he's a threat within the box. I think he will score goals. I think he has throughout all the age groups. Had a loan spell at True and did exceptionally well. So there's no reason why he can't continue scoring goals at this level. He's played for Nottingham Forest first. He's been on the bench this season for the first team. And like you said, he comes with a good pedigree, but we like what we've seen of him, and we hope he can bring that to the team. Muzzy, he's a tall, athletic lad. He's strong. He's very comfortable on the ball. And again, he's got attributes that are different to what we have within the squad. So again, I think he definitely strengthens us.
It was also a time when you had to fill in the 22-man squad for who you were going to list for the rest of the season. Injuries aside, how difficult was that to decide on that 22?
It's always difficult. It's obviously a new thing that's coming now. You don't want to leave players out of the 22. It's hard to do it. It's hard on the lads who aren't in the 22. But that's just the way obviously football is going now, and it's decisions we've had to make. We've tried to make it in the best interest in the football club and what we believe is the right thing to do.
It's part of bringing Theo back into it as well now, that perhaps you feel that there is, for want of a better phrase, a new lease of life for him now. He's got a bit of fresh start after it looked, for all intents and purposes, like he was on his way out in the window.
Yeah, I hope so. Obviously, Theo's proven at this level he can score goals. Dino's injury enabled us to add another over 21, obviously, back into the squad. And yeah, we'd love Theo to come back in, all guns blazing, and contribute goals to the team.
He's got to, if you like, find his place, though, because there's a lot of competition now. Even with Tom missing, still got Mark Cullen. Devante is now your top scorer. Curtis Guthrie's come here to play games as well. So if he wants to play, he's going to have to work at it, isn't he, to get into the side?
100%. We've got a big squad. We've got lots of players. There's competition in all positions. It's not just up front, which is a good thing. Hopefully it will inspire people, keep them motivated, keep pushing them. And yeah, there's competition up front, but there's competition throughout the pitch. And I think that can only be a good thing.
Given the size of the squad, were you trying to trim that on deadline day and get a few gone? And was that ever a realistic possibility at any stage that any players could have left?
Yeah, I think it's no secret that there was possibilities of players leaving the football club. That didn't happen. So we go with the squad we've got, and the players who stayed have stayed, and they'll be given the best opportunity that they can.
Obviously, you've got to, I know it's not especially your thing, but you've got to bear in mind salary cap and squad numbers and ages, as you say, as well. So in that, you've had to work with Colin and people to try and get the best out of what you've got.
Yeah, definitely. It's got to be a balanced squad. You've got to keep your ages low. Certain places, obviously, under the 21 age group, you can have as many as you want, then balance it off over 21. So no, it's a bit of a juggling act and just trying to get the best balance that fits, obviously, the rest of the season going forward.
And just to mention one other player that we've not talked about, Dan Trickett-Smith, I understand, left out of that. Is that with the proviso that he could then go out on loan somewhere for the rest of the season?
Yeah, it is. It would be great if Dan can get out and play some football. He's a great lad, Dan, and he's a very, very good player. He's unfortunate to miss out. He trains well every week, never complains, and he's a talented player, and he'd definitely be a big plus to some teams.
And with Dino as well, having another keeper on the books in Tom, who you've brought in, does that tend to mean that you might not think Dino might play again this year?
From what we got Dino's going to be out for at least 12 weeks, which takes us, I think, start of May, where we've got a couple of games. So we thought in the best interest we'd take Dino out. It's not a reflection on Dino or how Dino's done, but we thought we'd get another outfield player within the squad, obviously with having Tom come in now. So obviously there's nothing against Dino, but it did free up a space for us to get an extra outfield player in there.
Let's address, if you like, the elephant in the room. I'm not sure anybody in this press conference probably expected to be talking to you this week, because we all expected there might be another manager here. I appreciate you can't go into great detail about it, but is this week been difficult, perhaps with some of the uncertainty that may have arisen?
No more so than the other weeks, to be honest. I'd said from the start I'll do this to the best of my ability. I've enjoyed doing it, and I'll do it for as long as the owner tells me to do it for, really, or until somebody else comes in to do it. So no, we prepared for tomorrow's game. We've done everything we can on the pitch, off the pitch, the analysis side of it. So that's all gone ahead as normal, and we prepared for the game as well as we can. Did
you still expect to be in charge at this stage?
I've just taken each day. You just don't know. You could come in one day and someone's come in the door. So, like I said, we've just prepared. We try to do everything right each day. Yeah, you never know what's going to happen.
Sorry, carry on.
No, it's okay.
I was just going to say, have you noticed anything within the players that, they're, because ultimately they will be playing for a new manager. So are they, I don't know, on edge is the wrong phrase, but are they at the point where they're desperately wanting to know and they're talking to you and pretty much like the rest of us, I suppose?
Not particularly, no. I genuinely cannot fault the lads and how they've trained, how their attitude's been in the games, how they train, how they come in and just approach the work on a day-to-day basis. So they've been 100% professional. So no, there was obviously when the windows open, there's a bit more probably uncertainty around that time. Windows closed now. So no, they've been thoroughly professional. I can't obviously say enough good things about them, how they've been since I've been in charge.
I know I've mentioned this to you before, but with the intervening week, it kind of takes on a bit more significance as to what role you might have when another manager comes in. And Carol's been very keen to say that you'd be on, but in terms of your ambition as to what you want to do, where does that rest with for you and what you want to do within Port Vale?
Yeah, I've obviously spoken to Carol and things. I want to keep progressing. I want to keep learning. I want to keep improving. This has definitely given me a taste for the management side of things, which I've thoroughly enjoyed. But yeah, no, like I said, I still feel I'm young in the coaching side of things, management side of things, and I just want to keep learning and progressing. And hopefully that can be here, just depending, obviously, who the new managers and maybe who they bring in with them.
And from your point of view, I know lots of the players will talk about you and say that you love coaching, you enjoy coaching. And I suppose for you, being out on that training ground every single day and working with them is a good point. But perhaps is that one of the reasons why at this stage you wanted to stay in that coaching setup rather than going into the management and watching all the videos and doing all that type of thing at this stage?
No, because I've enjoyed that side of it as well, the analysis side, which I've done a lot with obviously our analyst Mike. So no, that's been great for me as well. I do enjoy the coaching side. I love being on the grass, but I think you can do that as a manager as well. So no, I wouldn't say that was a particular reason for why. No, I just feel at this moment in time I'm doing the right thing.
I feel like I could put you on the spot a lot here, so I apologise. But at the same time, in all of this, the long term is what's best for Port Vale, isn't it? And you do want to be a part of that, I imagine, because of how much you've given to the club, but also how highly they think of you.
100%. I think there's a long-term plan here within the football club, on the football side, outside the football. Obviously, with the owners, their plans for the football club, I do believe it's very exciting times. They're planning for the long term, and I think there's a great project here that's only on the way up. That's how I see it.
Danny, thank you very much for your time.
Okay.
Danny, can I just check with you about David Amu? What is his injury, Danny, and how long do you think he'll be out for?
It's his hamstring. We're not 100% sure how long it'll be. Hopefully weeks rather than months. So it's an injury. You just got to be careful with, really. Again, we can't race him back too quickly. But yeah, it's not really serious, but we just got to be careful with it.
Got you. And I just wanted to ask you about Curtis Guthrie as well. How pleased are you with the impact he's been able to make in the sort of short space of time he's been in?
Yeah, really pleased, because he's not played a lot of football this season, or prior to coming. So I think a couple of games under his belt. I think on Saturday he proved what a handful he can be. I thought he was excellent. He deserved a goal. That's the only thing about his performance that he didn't get. But I think he was desperately unlucky. He occupied both centre halves. He was a threat to them all afternoon, really. But no, I think he seems to have settled in with the group, no problem at all. And I think he'll only get better and better.